everybody, welcome back to my channel today. Today I am doing a look that I already filmed, but I had to refilm because it was horrible quality. But it is just my everyday go-to eye makeup. And now I've already done a brow routine as well as a foundation routine, so make sure you check those out because I'm not going to be going over those in this video. But I am going to be showing you how I achieve this nice, simple, everyday type of makeup look. I do wear this almost on a daily basis. It is my everyday type of go-to makeup. When I not really sure what to do with myself, I will typically just put on this makeup look. And one of the things I love about this eye makeup is that you can wear almost any single type of lipstick color that you wanted to. You can do a bright red, a bright pink. You could even do a nude lip color, and I will be showing you at the end what I am wearing today. It's new. Pretty corally color. So if you want to learn how to achieve this everyday makeup look, keep watching. Alright, we're going to jump right into it. I've already done my brows, and that is mainly because I always do my brows first. I thought about changing the order of things, but I'm just going to do them how I regularly do them to give you guys a really inside look on how I do this. So what I use for brows today is the Ardell Brow Duo Brush. This actually comes in a kit. I do not know if you can buy it separately. And then I'm also using the e.l.f. Eyebrow Kit, and this is in light. No, not light, but oh well. So my brows are done. They're pretty natural kind of looking today, but I'm going to go ahead and jump right into it. And the first thing I always do is prime my eyes. Today I'm going to be using the Urban Decay Anti-Aging Primer. This came with my Naked Palette 3. I have like 10 of these left, and I just need to go through them. Another couple primers that I like are the Too Faced Shadow Insurance, and I also like the e.l.f. primer on a day-to-day basis. If you are not familiar with using a primer, one of the reasons you use a primer is to make your shadows or eyeshadows that are using look more opaque, and then it also leaves a lot of staying power. So I can remember when I was 12 or 13 and before primers were even really big, and I would wear a shadow and it would be off within a matter of how long. So definitely use a primer if you are ever using any kind of shadow, cream shadow, powder shadow, anything. They usually come with a wand, but this one does not, obviously, because it's just a sample. If it does come with the wand, I always use the wand onto my eyelid, and then I will kind of blend it in with my fingers. I'm having a hard time getting the rest of this out. Alright, so I'm just going to warm it up on the back of my hand here. It is a little clumpy when it comes out right away, but I'm just going to apply it with clean fingers, and I'm going to place this all over the lid, all the way out to my eyebrow, because that's usually typically where I put shadow. And so I'm going to make sure that I blend it out really, really good, or else it can tend to crease up throughout the day. So I'm just placing this all over the lid, and then I will put a little bit in my inner corner. And anytime I'm putting shadow on my bottom lash line, I will also put primer down there as well. You don't need too much, just the right amount, just to give it a little bit of a nice thin layer. Alright, so our eyes are primed. So now I'm going to go ahead and go into the palette. One of the great things I love about this look is that you can choose from a number of palettes. Almost any single palette that has nude type of shades in this is going to go ahead and give you this look that I'm kind of going for today. So a couple palettes that I want to mention that you can achieve this look from are the Naked Basics palette. This palette retailed, I think I bought it for $28. You can get it at Sephora or at UrbanDecay.com or even Ulta. And it is just looks like this. It has 6 different colors in it, ranging from a very light, nice highlighter shade, and the rest are matte, down to a nice inky black color. When I bought this, I didn't think I would use it. It looked really boring to me. I hate boring palettes like this. I like bright, vibrant, crazy colors, and this was just like, meh, I'll pick it up, whatever. But I actually use this palette probably the most, and it's just my kind of my go-to type of palette. Now the colors in this palette are a lot more cool tone, especially these two colors right here, but if you feel like you can't pull off a cool tone color, you can always invest your money into the Naked Palette 1, the Naked Palette 3, or even the Vice Palette 2 has some really nice, more warm tone shades down here. The next palette I want to mention, it's not really a palette, you buy the shadows individually, but they are the Makeup Geek Shadows, and some of these aren't Makeup Geek Shadows, but the majority of them are. I received this from Christmas, and I absolutely love these shades. A few standout shade colors that I am going to show you today are Peach Smoothie. Beautiful, 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 perfect transition color. Just a very nice it's like a peach color almost. It's a perfect name. And then the next color I want to show you that I love is Creme Brulee, a very nice other light transition color. A taupe color called Hipster. This does have a little bit of shimmer in it. And then this is one of my all-time favorite colors of any eyeshadow. This is called Preppy. And it's just kind of a mustardy, dark, dirty brown. But I don't know, it just blends out beautifully. I love this one. And then to kind of go on the darker side of a natural look, Mocha. And then my favorite one, Shimma Shimma for a nice highlight. And then also Beaches and Cream. And I think these retails for about $5.99. They do not provide free shipping, but shipping I've never paid over $3 for. So very affordable. So like I said, this look can be achieved with almost any single palette that you go with. But for today, I'm going to be using the Makeup Geek Shadows just because I love them so much. So I'm going to go ahead and start with these. But there's tons of dupes out there. If you can afford these, you can always go buy the Naked Basics palette. It's cheaper than buying single eyeshadows. Even some NYX shadows will do just fine. I will be using Sigma brushes throughout this video just because I really like Sigma brushes. But you can always use whatever brushes that you have. So the first brush that I'm going to be using today is the Blending E25 brush. It's a very nice blendable type of brush that I always use in my crease. So I'm going to be taking this, and this is how I do it. I don't put down a lid color right away. I always do my crease color. And the crease color that I'm going to be starting with today is one of my favorite Peach Smoothie. So I'm just going to be picking that up on my brush here, and then I'm going to be starting on the outer corner right here, and then just tapping that in there, kind of making little circular motions, and then I'm going to slightly bring it inwards and just really, really concentrate on blending it out. One of the key things to this look is to really, really blend. And you can make this as dramatic or as light as you want to. I'm just going to kind of do it in a little bit in between. Okay, and as you can see right now, they're very blended out. There's no harsh lines to my look right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and continue. And the next step that I always do is not always, but for this look, I always put down a base, a light colored base. And so the one that I'm going to be using today is the Jouer, and this is in Feather. It's just a cream shadow. And the reason I like to do cream shadows with this type of look is because I really want my eye to be as light as possible, and that is because I have very small eyes. The type of look that I like to go for on a daily basis is a very light lid with a very dark dramatic crease, and that helps to keep the eye open a little bit more and to make you look fully awake. You can use the Maybelline Color Tattoo. Milk by NYX is an excellent choice for this too, but I just have this Jouer that I got in my Birchbox, so I'm just going to put that on my finger. You can use a brush as well. And I'm just going to put that all over my lid, really staying out of that crease area. And you can choose to apply this with your ring finger, your pinky, or probably this, the softest ones that they say that won't damage your eyelid. I'm not too worried about it at this point, but just going to blend it out with my finger there, kind of tap it in. It's not going to make a horribly noticeable difference, but I don't know, I like the look of it. So I'm just going to put it down there, really pat it out, put it in my inner corner as well, and then blend it out so it doesn't crease. So the next color I'm going to lay down is going to be our lightest, and you can choose if you want to do a shimmery shade or a matte shade. If you watch any of my videos, you know that I just love matte colors, and I will usually not typically put more than one shimmery type of color on my lid. So the one that I'm going to be using today, and I'll give you an alternative, this is Beaches and Cream. This would be the matte shadow that I would choose, or I'm going to be using today is Shimma Shimma. And this is a good dupe for something by MAC. Shroom by MAC, I think this is a really good dupe for, or Nylon. One of those. It's a very nice whatever. So I'm going to be taking a short shader brush. Any shader brush will work. You can use the one from e.l.f. but it just looks like this, and this is an E55 if you want to know. And I'm just going to be loading up one side of my brush with that. As you can see there, I have quite a bit. And because this is a shimmery shade, we want to make sure that we're patting and not sweeping it everywhere. So I'm just going to be taking this color and really patting it right on my lid where we put down the Jouer color, the cream shadow color. I'm just putting it all over my lid here. And this is typically why I wait to do my foundation, is because I just hate fallout and I hate messing with fallout. So I'm just going to bring it into my inner corner here, and then once I have it all kind of patted down, you can blend it. Don't blend it up too high though, but you can see it just gives a really nice light color to the eyelid. And one of the things oh, that was a dog. Are you okay? Come here. My dogs are playing and they're not being very nice to each other. Girls. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do my other lid. I'm getting that color right against the lash line there. All right. Abby, are you okay? All right, now that our lid is very, very bright and open, we can go ahead and start to darken the crease. Another alternative to that Shimma Shimma shade would be Moondust by Urban Decay. And yes, I did potted this. Not very hard. All right, so to darken our crease, I will usually typically use a brush like this that we use to deposit the first color, or I'm going to use another brush. Here it is. This is a small tapered E45 brush. As you can see there, very tapered off there, and it's going to be able to get right into that crease color. I have not seen another brush like this. I haven't really shopped around a whole lot, but I just really love this, especially if you have hooded eyes like I do. All right, so I'm going to keep it kind of cool today, but I'm going to be taking this color. It's Hipster. It's kind of a taupey brown color, kind of like Mushroom from Urban Decay, but has some shimmer to it, but it's not too horribly bad. And the great thing about this look is you can choose to make it as dramatic and dark as you want, or keep it light and airy. Airy? I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to make the same pattern. It's not really a pattern, but the same motions that I did to apply the peach smoothie color. So I'm just going to be tapping it right in my outer corner right here, and just kind of making it very circular. The thing I like about this brush is that you have really a whole lot of control over where you put your shadows. So just tapping it there, and then once I have my product kind of where I want it, I'm going to start bringing it inwards. And as you can see there, it just really gives us a nice shadow. I need a bigger mirror for this. The one thing that you have to worry about with doing this Jouer or the Shimma Shimma color is not to blend it into the crease, especially when you're laying down this darker color, because then when the two mix, the one color that you lay down is just going to be very, very dark. So you can even bring it down here onto your bottom lash line if you want to kind of meet the two colors together. You can bring it in as far as you want, or you can bring it up as far as you want. And I will typically bring mine up a little higher just because I have hooded eyes and very small lid. By applying that darker shadow on top, it's just a really nice depth to the eye and create a very nice shadow. Okay, so at this point, it's up to you whether or not you want to create a darker effect with this. So you could either go in with a darker brown like this mocha color here, or even take a black or do the brown and then the black and really build on that outside of corner of your eye. I'm not going to do that, however, for today's purposes. I typically don't do that, especially when I'm going to work. Sometimes I will, but I'm just not going to do it today. So I'm going to put my shadows away. So from here, I'm going to blend everything out, and this is absolute must and absolute key. It's going to make everything just look very beautiful, very flawless, and very soft. So to do that, I'm going to be using the infamous E40 brush, just a big fluffy brush. And after working with this for a while, I've really noticed that keeping a lighter hand, if you will, is better for me anyways. I like to keep a lighter hand. I don't know why. Anyways, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to go right between where we laid down Peach Smoothie and then where we put this new shadow. And I'm just going to keep a really light hand and blend everything out. And you just want to make sure that you're kind of making precise motions with this. But I'm just simply blending out that top line so there's not a super harsh line. And as you can see right here, I have a pretty harsh line right there. So I'm just going to take this and really, really lightly go back and forth like windshield wiper motions and blend, 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 blend. Okay, so you can either stop there or continue what you're doing. I'm just going to be taking some more of that Peach Smoothie on that same E25 brush, and I'm just going to kind of be going right above where we blended out and relaying that transition color down. And this is completely optional. And once again, keeping a very light hand. Okay, so at this point, you can choose to build your color up, stop, reapply your lighter color if you want to. But for now, what I'm going to do is just apply a highlight. And because I have shimmery colors on my lids, I'm not going to do a shimmery highlight. I don't really like shimmery highlights for myself, just because I really like to highlight my cheeks and my nose and all that stuff, and being way too glowy and stuff is just not for me. So you can take Beaches and Cream, if I can get it out here, this color that I showed earlier, as your highlight. Or I'm just going to be using this color Walk of Shame from the Naked Basics palette. And any brush will typically work for a highlight. The brush that I typically use for my highlight is an E70 brush. Any brush will work. I just like it because it's angled, it can kind of, it goes, and it's just the perfect size for getting where I typically like my highlight. So I'm taking that Walk of Shame color, friggin' bangs. Okay, and then I'm just going to be laying that right under my brow bone there. And I don't want it too crazy or too light, but that is okay enough for this look for me. So once again, just under my brow. And then typically, when I'm not using a super light shade, I will take that same color and just tap it into my inner corner of my eye here, which will really brighten up the eye. So from here, you can either apply mascara, do tightline your eyes, whatever you want to do. Even if you want to take that taupey color and run a brush under some water and even darken up that bottom lash line. But what I tend to do on a typical basis is do some winged liquid eyeliner on top of my eyes. I just like the look of it. I think it looks really nice and it really is in style right now. So today I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Infallible Blackbuster. I do have a review on this, so make sure you check it out to see what my personal opinions are. But I'm just going to, and typically when you have hooded eyes, you want to make the line as thin as possible. I don't necessarily abide by those guidelines, so I'm just going to do what I typically do and try and get here as close as possible. So you can choose if you want to make a line here at the bottom. Sometimes I will just kind of draw it halfway in, but not on a typical basis will I do that. They're a little uneven, which drives me crazy. This one's a little bit more up. There we go. That's not bad. Something I always do with black eyeliner is just run a matte black right over top of that with an angled brush. This is just an E65 brush. excuse me, from Sigma. Elf has one for $1 if you don't want to invest the money or spend the money. Just loading up my brush here, and I'm going to go right over top of that. It's just going to make it a super black, which is what I want. Make sure you get right along that lash line. If you can see right on this eye, I have gaps, which are not very pretty. This is also going to give it long staying power. And then if you don't want liquid eyeliner on the bottom line, you can always take this and really, really hook it in right there. But I'm not going to do that today. Alright, so I am done. I typically have to let this dry a little bit just because I don't want a black line right above it, but so that's done. The next thing I'm going to do is curl my lashes. You can develop your own way to curl your lashes. I always curl mine at the base and in the middle. Pump, 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 squeeze for 10 seconds. For mascara today, I'm just using the Blinc Mascara. This came from my Birchbox. I have not used it before. Gosh, freaking bangs. I'm not feeling this mascara right now. It's okay. But I'm just going to coat the bottom of my lash line as well. I know they say don't do this because it takes away from the top eye, but I really don't care. The more lashes, the better. That's a nice job on my bottom lashes. I like it for bottom lashes, not so much the top. I like my lashes super clumpy, and this is not clumpy. Alright. Okay. So that is it for the eyes. That is what I typically do on a daily basis. I'm going to apply foundation, my highlighter, contour, blush, blah, 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 blah. And I will be right back. Alright, I am back with my face painted on. And what I want to say is one of the great things about this everyday eye look is that you can almost get away with any single lip color that you want. You can do a nude lip. You can do a bright pink lip. You can do a red lip. Any lip that you want for today, and this will be featured in my haul video coming up, so make sure you check out that. I will have 2 separate haul videos, one on beauty products and one whole lipstick haul because I bought a lot of lip type of products. But one of the new products that I am trying is the L'Oreal Paris. I'm not sure what these are called. It doesn't really say, but I really like the packaging, and I'll show you right here. It looks like this. Oh, here it is. No, just kidding. Just kidding. But lots of new colors. I don't know if this is a necessarily new product, but the packaging looks new. And at first I thought it was a lipstick, but then when you open it, it's actually kind of a lip gloss. And I'm not going to swatch it for you here because I will be doing a tutorial, but I'm just going to go ahead and put it on. Really pretty color. And this is a Coral Encore. But yeah, I think this eye color looks great on anybody. It can be worn to work professionally or anywhere really that you want to go. And like I said before, you can do almost any lip color with this look. Okay, so that is it for my everyday go-to makeup routine. I hope that you really enjoyed my video. Make sure you give me a thumbs up, even if you like this video slightly. And make sure you comment below. I answer any questions that you have, any tutorial requests. Make sure you also follow me on Instagram, Jmakesface. I would be happy to recreate any of my daily looks that I post on there. And I guess I will see you guys in the next video. Bye! Oh my gosh, you're so uneven. I never have this problem, hardly ever. Where is my mascara? The next time at try and close my mouth when I do this. It's gonna give us a really nice typically I kind of like this color. Here. cray cray today. Cray cray!